We're going to move on to topic number 9. We're staying with Major League Baseball. Griffey is back. Ken Griffey Jr. is now a partial owner or a minority owner of the Seattle Mariners, the team that drafted him, the team that his dad played for towards the end of his career, and the team that he was on for 10 years. Everybody who loved Ken Griffey Jr. pictures him in a Seattle Mariners uniform. We don't want to see that Cincinnati Reds uniform. We want to see the Seattle Mariners uniform. He is now, him and his family are now a partial owner of the team. Brandon, this is huge for Major League Baseball in Seattle.
You nailed it, man. This is huge for Major League Baseball and Seattle, but bigger for Major League Baseball, bringing one of the greatest stars over the last 100 years, maybe arguably ever, back into the fold and bringing him back into the eyes of the fans. I think it's a great move by the Seattle Mariners to sell tickets, bring their fans back and pack that park, but also for Major League Baseball to, get more eyes on the game again. We talked about Super Shohei Ohtani being that man right now that has most recently done it. Before Shohei, it was Ken Griffey, man. And we arguably even compared them and their fame together. And if you even bring back, during the home run competition, Ken Griffey was there watching Shohei do his thing. And people loved watching even that. So I think this is great having Ken Griffey back in the game of baseball. And I love it. He was one of my favorite. I even just said most recently I wasn't a baseball fan. But when you were a little kid, you had to admire what this guy was doing on the field and absolutely love Ken Griffey going up, robbing home runs, running up the wall, or even just taking it out of the park himself with that sweet swing he had. Then he had those sneakers, man. Who didn't love the Ken Griffey sneakers that Nike dropped? Oh, man, I love those. Those were amazing. Ken Griffey is just, like I said, arguably one of the greatest players of all time. And I would say he's one of the most popular players of all time, undoubtedly. So this is great for Major League Baseball, great for the Seattle Mariners, and I can't wait to see him back. It's great to see him at this press conference, but man, throw him in a uniform, even if it just says owner on the back or something. We got to see him in that uniform one more time.
Griffey's looking a little thick these days. I don't know how he'd look in uniform right now. But yeah, no, this is awesome. I remember I loved Griffey myself. I remember I used to get Sports Illustrated for kids. And in that magazine, there would be a poster in the middle. The first one I ever got, Ken Griffey Jr., hung it right up on my wall right away. He was just cool. You'd see him at the home run derby. He'd have the backwards, had to be blowing bubbles with bubble gum. And he had that sweet left-handed swing that was just everybody was trying to emulate. Even if you're right-handed like me, you're trying to emulate the Griffey swing just like everybody else. So playing wiffle ball. So, yeah, it's cool. It's great to see, like, the cool guys kind of becoming owners now too. We kind of picture owners in pro sports now as these old curmudgeons. Now we're getting guys that are former athletes, and because Griffey talked about how he spoke with Michael Jordan and he spoke with Derek Jeter, guys that are now owners of different teams and are partial owners in some aspects, and he talked to them about ownership. And they're Nike guys too, and they're now getting into the business as players, not as players rather, but like as kind of front office players, as guys who are now part of the administration, the owners, the power players in their particular sports. So this is another great thing to see, and it's definitely going to help. I mean, it's definitely going to help to see a guy like Griffey, who I think was a special consultant for the Mariners coming into this year. He's been around, I guess, a lot since he retired a few years ago, and he's now kind of like the face of the franchise again, which is pretty cool. Even though it's from an owner's box, he's the face of the Mariners once again.
Yeah, and that's a great face to have of the Mariners, and you can show all of his old highlights, but then he's a great guy, even personally. I know a lot of people love being around him, so it's a great face to have, and it's a great, poster boy per se to have out front for your organization as potential or part owner, I should say. But he definitely puts himself in the category of other greats of their sport, like you said, to become owners, namely Michael Jordan, David Beckham, Derek Jeter, just to name a few. So I think he's definitely up there with them. And this is great for baseball, great for the city of Seattle, and I absolutely love seeing it. But hey, we'll cover it, especially if he gets that jersey on. We'll cover it some more. But let's cover topic number 10 tonight.